I'm in Bacalar in Quintana Roo. I've actually been here for a few weeks, basically just to kind of relax. I find it to be a super chill place to relax. The first part of my Mexico trip, I was kind of moving around like crazy, 4 days, 7 days, next destination, next destination. So I'm in Bacalar and I'm just kind of chilling. It's nice to go down to the lagoon. Even if you don't swim, it's great to just kind of relax and see nature, and it's just a chill kind of small town, I find. Today I'm actually going to Chetumal, which is basically the city that's kind of close to Bacalar. It's on the Belize border, really, and it's about 170,000 people. It's actually the capital of Quintana Roo, so even though Cancun and Playa del Carmen have a lot more people, Chetumal is the state capital for Quintana Roo. I'm actually going to Chetumal to see a doctor. So Chetumal is, of course, where a lot of people from Bacalar and traveling to Bacalar would go for medical services. Big supermarkets, big box stores. Really, it kind of has everything because it's kind of a medium-sized city, whereas Bacalar is a small town. I've actually been to Chetumal before when I went to Belize a number of years ago. And on the way back from Belize, from San Pedro, I actually took the water taxi, and that takes you to the waterfront in Chetumal, which is basically a border crossing. And I remember at the time in Chetumal, I was down by the water and I kind of walked around for a while, and actually took a taxi to the ADO station, which is not really near the waterfront, and then ended up going to a mall there, which I think I'm gonna actually go to today as well, and maybe get a pair of shoes, because these ones that I'm wearing now have about 1 million kilometers on them and they could really be replaced. So I'm just gonna run some errands in Chetumal, and while I do that, see if I can't kind of show the city a bit. It's basically a city where people are transiting through. It's not really a destination so much. It's more of a place that people go for the day or the afternoon, or when they're on their way back from Belize like me, or on their way out of the country into Belize. So I'm gonna take the ADO bus to Chetumal and do a video of just kind of what Chetumal looks like. On your way to the ADO station, or your way back from the ADO station in Bacalar, there's a really nice cafe that I come to often. It's called Cafe Chen, and there's nice healthy food here. There's really good coffees here, smoothies. So it's like 5 or 10 minutes from the ADO station walking in Bacalar. So if you're looking for food after you have just got off the bus or going on to the bus, this is a great place. This is the owner, very friendly.
You're very welcome.
Gentleman who speaks both English and Spanish. So Cafe Chen, again, it's like 5-10 minutes from the Bacalar ADO station, and highly recommended to grab a coffee or a bite to eat before your or after your bus journey.
Thank you.
The ADO station in Bacalar is actually a new station. Right on the highway as the old station was. This one is bigger and definitely nicer, newer looking, but it's right at like 42nd Street, so kind of as you're coming into Bacalar from the north of here. This bus station, I remember it like yesterday, even though it was probably close to 10 years ago when I was here. Funny how just arriving someplace, all the kind of memories of the past come back. I couldn't really remember the ADO station in Chetumal that I'd probably been here 7, 8, 9 years ago maybe. But as soon as I drove in the parking lot, it kind of was like it was yesterday. Chetumal is, as you can see here, there's tons of like chain things, Kentucky Fried Chicken, Little Caesars. There's tons of like big box type of businesses. And it's just kind of busy, like it's everyone's just driving. And I remember the last time I was here, and I remember now it's like such an unfriendly city for pedestrians. I like to just walk everywhere, but here it's just like, it's so, at least this big street anyways, down by the water where the border with the water taxi is a little bit more pedestrian friendly, but here it's just like, you might as well be walking down a freeway or something. If you go straight ahead on this street here where I am, you get to that big mall, Las Americas. And I'm gonna walk up this way, which is the doctor that I have an appointment at. There is a Maya museum here. It's one of the attractions. And then the waterfront. The waterfront is nice, but well, there's a gym, Centinela Gym. Always looking for gyms. The doctor that I'm going to see is in Centro Médico de Chetumal, which I assume maybe is a big building straight up ahead. Looks like a big clinic or a hospital. Wow, this area is definitely not built for pedestrians. And of course I could take a taxi. There's tons of taxis at the ADO station, but it's just I don't know, taking a taxi everywhere is just so I don't know, not enjoyable somehow, even though they are really reasonably priced in Mexico. It's just like, to get into a taxi every time, I don't know, I'd rather walk, especially with the weather so beautiful here. It's obviously not too many people are walking around here. Beautiful blue sky. But being a government city, it's like just lots of government offices and big box stores. That's what I remember Chetumal the last time I was here, being that. And it's kind of how I feel like today. Although obviously where I'm walking right now is just a bizarre path to be taking. I'm not about to be the one to make the change on Google Maps, but the route it told me to get to the doctor where I'm going basically had me walking through the campus of the University of Quintana Roo. I could see the security guard kind of looking at me like, where the heck do you think you're going? And sure enough, it kind of brought me, on Google Map it shows it a road, but it's not a road. It's like a path that comes to a fence at the University of Quintana Roo. So anyways, I'm kind of going around on a path that I can see is more of like a main road. It's gonna be one of the strangest videos that I think I've made. Is getting lost walking around Chetumal. There's obviously no tourists at all. I mean, why would you come to this part of town anyways for tourism? Down by the water, where with the water border with Belize, there's lots of kind of movement of tourists coming in and out of Chetumal. But this is just a bizarre, like, suburban part of Chetumal. I was gonna take a walk over to that mall first before I go to the doctor, because I had a lot of extra time. But now I'm kind of glad I didn't, with the bizarre route that was suggested on the maps, because it actually is not that fast. You can't go the way where I'm coming now is actually where it basically told me I was going to walk through this fence right here. And I'm not about to be the one to go and make suggestions or changes, but there's one fence and another fence. That's what it told me I was going to be walking through. Good thing this area of Mexico, as lots of Mexico is, feels safe, because just walking around the most random parts. Certain countries, this would not be a good idea. Well, there's the place I think I'm going to, Centro Médico de Chetumal. Little adventure. Well, I've been told a number of times by people that they've received excellent medical care in Mexico, and of course every situation is different, just like safety and feeling safe. But the doctor I just went to was amazing, so professional, spoke perfect English and Spanish, of course. I had a really good experience, and I could see why a lot of people, especially people who don't have proper insurance coverage, like maybe in the States or wherever, I don't know, if you don't have good insurance, why you might see a doctor in Mexico. I mean, definitely for me, that's just my personal experience. I just had a great personal experience there. So this is what Chetumal looks like. I'm gonna guess there's not any videos on YouTube showing this area of Chetumal, because hey, why would there be? But this is a little slice of daily life in Chetumal Quintana Roo. Trying to walk to the mall here, Las Americas it's called, and then get back to the ADO station to take the 6:30 bus back to Bacalar. Bacalar is close, but I believe a taxi is going to charge around 300 pesos. I have been told by a few people that there's colectivos as well. I just don't know where to get them, and it is getting on in the day. It's like 5 o'clock right now. It gets dark at around 6:30, and I don't really know this city at all. I was here many years ago, as I mentioned, but don't know it. Not like Playa del Carmen, Mexico City. A lot of cities in Mexico, I kind of know them fairly well. Not here in Chetumal. But we'll see if I can make it to the mall and get a pair of shoes. City is for sure doesn't seem like a walkable city. Just really nobody else walking around. Just driving. Feels like the suburbs. So this is the back of the mall, I believe. I've made it to the mall. Which, funny enough, I ended up at 8 or 10 years ago whenever I was here last. Because it's kind of close to the ADO station. And even though I'm not a mall person at all, or really a shopping person at all, Bacalar is just so chill. There's not really, can't really buy much there. So I'm sure I could find shoes there, but hey, since I'm in Chetumal, I'm going to go to the mall and see if I can't get a little bit of footage here. Whew, that's a bright, beautiful sun. Welcome to Mexico. So this is Las Americas Mall in Chetumal, and I remember it being a pretty kind of big, busy modern mall, which is why I had it in my head I should come back if I was looking for shoes right now. But I have this strange thing in my head of being here so long ago, definitely before COVID. I don't remember exactly when, but before COVID, and now it's just such a bizarre flashback being back here. I think a lot of people come from Belize to go shopping in Chetumal as well. There's also a movie theater here. A pretty happening modern kind of mall in Chetumal, Las Americas. Una pequeña confusione. Okay. If I'd planned that better, well, I suppose I still could if I wanted to take a taxi or a colectivo back, but could have caught a movie. Can't remember the last time I saw a movie in a theater, and never have I seen one in a theater in Mexico. I was curious what the prices would be here, because I know Chetumal is some type of free trade zone or something like that. I know maybe it's more on the Belize side. Anyways, I wanted to just kind of check the prices. At this shoe store, Skechers is not cheap. Like, definitely Canada prices are probably more. 1,500 pesos for a pair of shoes, which is 100 Canadian, about 70-ish US. Such an interesting flashback though, being in this mall. I for sure bought something in this Hang 10 a long time ago, and I don't think I have it anymore. But just maybe it's just me, but being someplace like 8-10 years after you were before, it just randomly, it's just such a strange experience. If you're looking to feel like you're maybe back in US or Canada though, and you're traveling through Chetumal, this would definitely be the place. It's air conditioned in here, very clean and modern. I feel like I'm in Canada or the States, especially compared to Bacalar, which doesn't have one kind of brand type of place. It's all independent businesses, which I would generally prefer to support. This store you see a lot. It's like a Mexican department store. Actually, in Oaxaca City, I purchased some clothing in there. Maybe I'll see if they have shoes in here. There's actually a lot of clothing and shoes in this store. Oh, seems like a good deal. $7.39, $9.99. It's like what, 25, 30, 40 bucks for a pair of Nike. Oh, those are kid shoes. good sales here at the store. Those are $6.99 pesos, $30 US. I don't know if I want another pair of white shoes though. Destroyed these ones really quickly. Some pretty good deals in this store. The ones that are on sale are actually really on sale. US 11. $9.99 is $50 US. A lot of like brands. So I didn't end up buying any shoes or actually anything for that matter at the mall, but it was a fun experience. It was like a blast from the past to remember when I came here before. And that Koppel store had a pretty impressive shoe selection and pretty good prices too, but I just wasn't in the mood for shopping and trying things on, as I rarely am. When I am in that mood, I gotta buy like all my shoes for a few years and all my clothes, because it's so rare that mood strikes me. Definitely a good kind of nice modern mall in Chetumal if you happen to be passing through, called Las Americas.